Oh no, well, it was so funny because I'd heard. I was going. I think maybe it was Twitter. I saw something. They said that Bron Breakker was going to be like challenging Seth Rollins on NXT.
Right.
So last night, I told my wife had the controller, and I said, "Babe," I said, hit the guide.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the last time that we actually used the guide was it had to be when TNT had it was before the finals
Mm-hmm.
because all the finals were on ABC. So it kicked me to TNT, and which is 240. I think it's 245 on direct, and then down to was NXT. And it was like into the show, like, it wasn't like the start of the show or anything. It was into the show. And I said, go down to NXT. I said, Bronson is gonna be on TV tonight. And she said, Bronson Ricksteiner? I said, yeah. She goes, oh, that's right. He does pro wrestle. I said, yeah. I said, he's good. I said, and so we flip it over, and he is walking to the fucking ring. And I was just like, wow. So, Tamara watched it, and, Tamara was really good friends with his mom,
Right.
Jamie. And she's good friends with Robbie, too. And and actually, like Tamara and I were talking about, like our kids grew up together, and
Yeah.
Bronson was young. Like there's a picture of T with like really long blonde hair sitting they had a sandbox on the side of their house, and the kids were all fucking around in the sandbox. And there's a picture specifically of just T and Bronson because Bronson was maybe 2 then, and so we watched it, and then Seth Rollins came out, and it's funny because like I think his shtick's like over the top 90% of the time, and he came on that show, and it basically Brahm had challenged him to come to NXT, and he wanted a shot at Seth's new world title, and it was almost like mirror mirror on the wall, like like. But the way like Seth came in, he said, "What do you think? You can say my name 3 times like Candyman?" He didn't say Candyman, but made the reference. Say my name 3 times, and I'm just gonna miraculously appear. And then, but he's there,
See, I would think
and
Beetlejuice at first, but you went
right,
with Candyman. Okay.
I went with Candyman.
Was that the gimmick with Candyman that you said his name and he showed up?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that dude he showed up. I don't. I said it 3 times. Once when I was a kid, I turned around. It was fucking Sammy Davis Jr. I said, "Fuck, go figure."
Everything he makes is satisfying and delicious, so don't worry
Makes
about
you know what? It makes the fucking world go round.
it.
Damn
Absolutely.
it. So, uh, and then just he kind of got when he he got it's almost like a Liberace character that he does to a degree with the I don't know what those glasses are, but those
Yeah.
I don't know what designer they are. I'm sorry, I'm not a fashion. I don't go. I haven't been to Fashion Week in Paris since early 2000. But and then he just almost went out of character, and he said, "You know what?" He goes, "10 years ago when I was there," he goes, "That's I would have pulled something like this off." Like so, you know what? He goes, thought about it. He says, "Yeah." He says, "You want to do this?" He says, "Yeah." He said, like kind of, I'll go back to my roots. Yeah, I'll go down there, and it was just, and I thought to myself, see, all you have to do is, I mean, that belt now means something.
Right.
And it really will mean something if he travels to NXT with it. Because now it's basically it's a company wide, it's a company wide belt. You can wrestle for this. So now all of a sudden, man, you can spice up so many things by having that belt on somebody that's not a part-time player.
Right.
And it was just like I just watched it, kind of, and I just the fact that I caught it, just the fact that I flipped to it and caught it, and I said to myself, like, see, and I will. There was is no. I mean, I DVR NXT anyway, but it's like I will watch that match before 11 o'clock that night. Like I might have to go back and get it, but anytime that they get me,
Mm-hmm.
either promotion, anytime they get me, I purposely make sure that I watch that within the time that they can get a ratings bump for it.
Right.
Because it's just like I'm busy, but I to kind of because what did they do when they did a 1-3? Well, if everybody's normally like me and gets done with like I watch Raw before I do this show, but then I'll watch Dynamite maybe Friday, after Tamara goes to bed, you know, because there's really nothing on
Right.
now that Mars taking a break.
Where is was that Atlanta when you lived next to Steiner?
He lived up in when I first met him, we lived. Tamara and I lived on this man, kind of like in the hood. It was Franklin Road in Marietta. We lived down the street from Coffee's Gym. There was a World's Gym up at the other end of the street. There was an old country western bar called Miss Kitty's on that street. And then they lived in Canton, which is I want to think you go up. We would go out there at Delk Road, get on 75, and then go up to 575, and that takes you to Canton. Off of 75, you take 575, and they lived in Canton right there. But it was short.
Mm-hmm.
We could be to their house in 15 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, then they moved out to the lake. They built a house out to the lake, Altoona, and Scotty moved down the road from Robbie. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, but it was that time when you were in Atlanta. I'm just trying to. 'Cause
yeah,
I know you were
yeah,
in Phoenix too, and.
yeah.
All right, The Wait's Over said, I like how while the world is exploding around us with division and bullcrap, and meanwhile there are no arguments or divisiveness or hostility against one another here. When it comes to Kliq This, everyone here is a friend, and we're all a big united community. How refreshing is that? Seriously, people commented that they can't wait to listen. They use it as a positive start to Mondays. They use it for exercise. Everyone enjoys it just the same. Props to Nash and Sean fans. We rock. Thank you. The Wait's Over.
We got. I mean, when I go do the signing, so many people come up to me, and it's funny. The people that I have a natural chemistry with, and we'll be talking, and they'll be going. By the way, like this is how they always end it. By the way, love the podcast. Keep it going, and that. So it's like it's almost like they won't tell you, like they talk to you, and you get a rapport with them and you have a conversation, and then I think they realize, like, okay, this is the same guy
That they listen
to on
with
Monday.
every week.
Yeah, this is the same guy. He's just the only difference is he's in front of me and he's live, and I think that's one of the reasons I mean, this vehicle keeps me, it keeps you relevant
Yeah.
because you're still,
And on a different level, too.
yeah.
No one would know how well you sing Harry Chapin's Taxi if we didn't have this podcast.
No, and I mean, I butchered and pushed through that. There's going to be one of these live nights where I mean, this is where Tristan would have been. I mean, Tristan could have came next to me with the guitar.
Accompany you.
Oh, fucking, we could have sang into that microphone. See? Fuck.
It's going to happen, though. It's going to happen. You can do it a cappella. I know you can.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Mr. Newman said, finally took a blue chew thanks to this podcast. Let's just say they are highly effective. Well done, Mr. Newman.
Haven't seen a periscope like that since Ice Station Zebra.